Is intentional worship always associated with paganism? What I mean by that is, I suppose someone could say, well, we're all worshiping something whether we know it or not. But in pagan cultures, has it always taken the form of a real directed intentional worship of something or some things?
In the past, it has. And I argue that in the future it will again. And we're sort of in this like historically unique time, a brief period of time in the grand scheme of things, where we've kind of tricked ourselves into thinking we're not worshiping anything. We are. We've just we're denying that what it is that we're actually doing. C.S. Lewis talks about this, and I devote a whole chapter in the book about what he calls the materialist magician, right? Which is a phrase borrowed from the Screw Tape Letters, but he expounds on this idea in The Abolition of Man, in novelistic form, in That Hideous Strength, talking about in the context of the Screw Tape Letters. Screw Tape is telling his nephew Wormwood that for now we want to keep our existence hidden from the subject, the patient, as he calls him, because we don't want to fall into. We want to keep modern man thinking that devils don't exist, but we nevertheless want him to be enthralled to forces. We want him to be spiritual but not religious. In other words, the materialist magician denies the spiritual world, but is at the same time enthralled to forces, spiritual forces that they won't consciously recognize. And so it's and Screw Tape talks about that they hope at some point to create a man, the materialist magician, who is both materialist and a magician, right? And if they can do that, then the end will be in sight. The war will be won. And that is the future that we're headed to. So he puts this in the form of these characters in That Hideous Strength, the doctors and the scientists and the sociologists of the NICE, the NICE conglomerate that's taking over this town in England. And these guys are outwardly scientists and sociologists who want to reorganize society along scientific rationalist lines. They're totally materialistic. They totally deny the metaphysical. They totally scoff at religion. And they think that all the sort of the traditional English ways of living have to be swept aside so we can have rational governance and organization of society. But in the end, you find out that they're, worshiping a devil, a severed head that they think they've animated through their scientific instruments, but is really being animated by a demon, and they lose their minds and murder each other. Right. So they in the end, the lead scientists of this group reject all reason. They reject all reality. And one of the themes I argue throughout the book is that one characteristic of the pagan future is this disfigurement of reason, right? This rejection of the givenness of reality, and the existence of objective truth, including moral truth, but also just the existence of truth itself with a capital T. And that this is part of what leads to this leads us back into the worship of spirits. This leads us back into more recognizable forms of paganism, this disfigurement of reason, because as you and I know, there is no inherent contradiction between reason and faith, or reason and belief in metaphysical truth and reality. And it is only the disfigurement of reason that leads to something like cold, hard materialism, which in the end has to reject true reason and has to reject reality.
Wow. I want to tell you about a course that I have created for men to overcome pornography. It is called strive21.com/Matt. You go there right now, or if you text STRIVE to 66866, we'll send you the link. It's 100% free. And it's a course I've created to help men, to give them the tools to overcome pornography. Usually men know that porn is wrong. They don't need me or you to convince them that it's wrong. What they need is a battle plan to get out. And so I've distilled all that I've learned over the last 15 or so years as I've been talking and writing on this topic into this one course. Think of it as if you and I could have a coffee over the next 21 days and I would kind of guide you along this journey. That's basically what this is. It's incredibly well produced. We had a whole camera crew come and film this. And I think it'll be a real help to you. And it's also not an isolated course that you go through on your own, because literally tens of thousands of men have now gone through this course. And as you go through the different videos, there's comments from men all around the world encouraging each other, offering to be each other's accountability partners and things like that. Strive21, that's strive21.com/Matt, or as I say, text Strive to 66866 to get started today. You won't regret it.